My parents did just well enough so that I could grow up poor around white people.
Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, Sticks and Stones, is controversial. For example, he says he doesn't believe the men who've accused Michael Jackson of molesting them when they were boys.
Even if he did do it, you know what I mean? I know more than half the people in this room have been molested in their lives. But it wasn't no Michael Jackson, was it?
Some people have called for Chappelle to be blacklisted or canceled, but crossing the line like this isn't anything new.
People have been offended by comics since there were comics.
Dr. Peter McGraw is a psychology professor at the University of Colorado Boulder and an expert in the scientific study of humor.
Laughter sits in this sweet spot between totally benign, something that's just purely okay, and something that is totally a violation, something that is just wrong.
McGraw says what has changed, though, is the feedback is louder because of social media. But no one has ever really agreed on the ground rules of what's offensive.
Because what is wrong and what is okay is seen through a person's own lens, how they end up seeing the world.
So I decided to ask a few comedians and improv artists how they see it, whether they feel like audiences are often too easily offended.
My name is Tony Sparks. You can find me rummaging around the Tenderloin. In the 80s, comedy, if you look at anything comedy in the 80s, it's all racist, sexist, ageist. It's just terrible. But now you have to kind of walk the line. So you can say anything and you never know. You never know the pain that people have gone through, and they are carrying it. So you might be saying something, you might be talking about unicorns, and they go like, what is he saying about me? You know what I mean? And it's not even directed at them.
I'm Janet Coleman. I'm the author of the book On the Compass, which is the improvisational theater that revolutionized American comedy. My only gripe is the offense taken by male comedians about not being as free as they once were to degrade women and gays and trans people and people of color. I think there's a line to be drawn, a humane line. If you limit what can be done and said just as an artistic exercise, it might prove fruitful if you can't be cruel or can't be this or that, you know.
My name is Larry Dorsey Jr., Larry Dorsey Jr. Growing up here in San Francisco, I always say San Francisco is so racist, they stopped believing racism exists, right? So I've had a lot of times where people come up to me and say a black joke, and they don't understand the historical significance or why that joke it had even came to be. We have to talk and educate these people who may be ignorant. And then also, if they do not want to change, we have to be willing to say, okay, as long as you're not out here like trying to kill people, we have to be willing to accept people with different point of views.
There are comedians like Hannah Gadsby who are pushing boundaries precisely by being more sensitive and introspective. In her stand-up special, Nanette, Gadsby begins with jokes about being told she's not lesbian enough and regularly mistaken for a man.
I wouldn't want to be a straight white man. Not if you paid me. Although the pay would be substantially better.
But then, in a twist, she declares she's decided to quit comedy. She's tired of making fun of herself and people who identify with her. She says that can be damaging in a different way.
Do you understand what self-deprecation means when it comes from somebody who already exists in the margins? I put myself down in order to speak, in order to seek permission to speak. And I simply will not do that anymore, not to myself or anybody who identifies with me.
Nanette ended up being a hit because people crave that vulnerability from a comedian, not just cheap punchlines. Then there's people like Louis C.K. After he was accused of sexual harassment, he went on a comeback tour and told more jokes about masturbation. At the end of the day, if you want to make people laugh, you need a good sense of timing and the ability to read the room.
Just jokes, though. Clearly, just jokes.
For Philosophy Talk, I'm Holly J. McTeed.